All right, my friends. We are ready for Tuesday Live, and hopefully our technology is good. What is anything exciting going on there, Susie? Are we getting error messages? We got some error messages last week. Mana dee 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 dee. Mana dee 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 dee. Mana dee 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 dee. Oh, and you said my thing is on, right?
Yeah.
My thing is on. Everybody, can you hear us sing? Everybody on YouTube, do your Facebook thing. Susie says yes, she can see me, she can hear me. Hello, my crafty friends. It's Tuesday, and that means it is Tuesday Live. So we'll wait a few minutes just for people to pop on. It looks like we have all our technical problems last week solved. Sorry about that. Yeah, thanks to those of you who hung out with us for a few minutes while we tried to do everything just off the phone. This little Facebook weirdness reconnection going on last week. So welcome to Tuesday Live. If you are new, big welcome to you. If you have a question during Tuesday Live, if you type it into the chat box and you write the word question in all caps or a bunch of question marks, then that brings it to Susie and Leanne's attention, and they don't remember, they can see it, and then they can ask me the question. So good morning. I see Leanne has popped on. She says she can see us and she can hear us. So word question in all caps or a bunch of question marks, and ask your question, and Susie or Leanne will relate to me. Also, if you're new, we give away a $25 gift certificate every week, so you can do a little shopping on the Totally Tiffany website. The way you get into the drawing for that $25 gift certificate is to add a comment. So you can tell us where you are, where you're from, how long you've been watching, what your favorite Totally Tiffany product is. Maybe you're brand new and you don't have any idea what your favorite product is yet, but you will. So you can just say hi to let us know that you're new. You're in good hands if you are new. So a couple of announcements. Well, just one big announcement, actually. The Tuesday Tribe special this week, and you can find that by going to the Totally Tiffany website. All the way over on the left side at the top menu bar, it says Tuesday Tribe. If you click on that and scroll down, that'll give you this week's Tuesday Tribe specials. And it is 3 for $2 on paper organizers. And that's everything that we have in stock. So whether you love paper handlers, paper takers, fab files, if it's paper centric, and even some of the tab divider pockets, they're all going to be right there on the Tuesday Tribe special page. So if you need paper organizers, or if you have questions about paper organizers, today's a great day to ask those, because those things are on special. I did have a couple of questions recently about the Spinder binders, the Spinder binder covers, the 12 by 12 craft binder. And so I thought this was a good opportunity to tell all of you about like what the differences are. So there are two, and I'm going to have Susie flip to the overhead camera here just for a second. There are two binders. They both look the same on the outside. They have a handle, plastic cover. On the inside, the Spinder binder cover has a Velcro strip, but no 3-ring section. So that makes it simple for you to pull a Spinder off your scrap rack, put it in that cover it up, and take that with you if you're going to go somewhere. So the Spinder binder cover has no Spinder. The 12 by 12 craft binder does have the 3-ring, does come with the 3-ring section. Now this section is always removable. It's whether it comes with it or not, but that's the only difference between the two binders. So conveniently, another question that I was asked about was stencil storage, and specifically smaller stencils for artists trading card size. So this is the Scrap Rack Traders 12 page. And you can see it works perfectly. It was actually designed for trading cards, but it works perfectly for storing those smaller. These are actually silk screens. These are stencils, right? But different stencils. This is a brass stencil, and I used the packaging on that because brass is really sharp. So I just took it out of the packaging, and I used that to slide in there, and that keeps that brass from cutting through the bottom of the page. it's never done that before, but it is pretty sharp. So, and then I'm going to pull that flap back over. I have it tucked behind here. So we keep that in place. So this is the Trader's 12-page, smaller stencils. And then, of course, the 6x6 page is going to be great for your 6x6 stencils. So if you're looking for a way to organize stencils and you want them all in one place and you want to combine all the different sizes, then I would look at getting the 12x12 craft binder and a couple of different styles of the scrap rack storage pages. So this is the 5x7, depending on what you've got. So the vast majority of people are going to have the small stencils. They're going to have 6x6, and then it's going to get to the bigger sizes. But you can, if you have the 8.5x11, you can use 8.5x11 page protectors in there as well. And then, of course, you can go with the 12x12 scrap rack pages also to hold those 12x12 stencils. So if you're looking for a way to organize stencils, the craft binder with a variety of scrap rack pages is a great option for that. All right, Suze, you want to go back to the overhead?
Yeah, and then I've got a couple questions.
Okay. Susie has a couple questions, and then I'll talk more about stencil storage. Uh-oh. Are you ready?
I am ready, yeah.
Okay, go ahead.
So the first one is from Brenda S. What is the difference between the 8.5 and 11 paper taker versus the 8.5x11 storage and supply case paper taker? They are two separate items on Stamp for Life.
The original 8.5x11 paper taker didn't fit our A4 8.5x11 pockets. And so I think one is slightly smaller than the other. Without looking at them on the Stamps of Life website, I couldn't tell you which is which, but probably in the description it says that. And I also believe the SKU for the bigger one is like TT-SASC-PT 8.5x11 maybe, and the other one is SASC-0D, I believe. That's how you would tell the two apart. And the one that has the PT in the SKU is the larger one. All right. Anything else, Suze?
Yeah, that's fun. And then we have Cindy Hosa is asking, how can I store 6x8 stencils without having to create a pocket for it on the scrap rack?
How can I store 6x8 stencils without having to create a pocket for it on the scrap rack? 6x8 stencils would probably fit well, 6 inches wide, 8 inches tall. Hang on a second. Hang with me. I'm going to keep talking. So I definitely think that you could, if you wanted to, you could put that 6x8 stencil into an 8.5x11, a regular 8.5x11 page protector. But I also think you could take the 8x5 pockets and punch them, because your stencil's 6 inches wide. Let me mess something up here, but I'm pretty sure. So this is a 3-hole punch, but it's not set up in the right configuration for 3-hole. I just want to see if you can punch through these if you have that. I'm a little bit short, or my table's a little bit taller, something. Okay, so if you wanted to take the 8x5, how big are they? 6x8? She said?
Yeah, a 6x8 stencil without having to put a pocket. Yeah.
Oh, those pockets are 8x5, so that's not going to be wide enough anyway. Yeah, probably an 8.5x11, a regular 8.5x11 pocket. And when you say, I'm assuming when you say create a pocket for it, you don't want to take the, you know what else would work well? The double extra long vertical pockets, or the pockets that go sideways, and those are 6x12. So those scrap rack pockets would fit. You wouldn't have to modify it, but if you did, you'd get a little bit of extra space out of those also. And there is a video about modifying your scrap rack pages, and I think if Barb Carlson is on board,
She is on today.
Barb might know how to find that link and share it if you want to do that. I mean, you have to put things in a pocket in the scrap rack because that's how it works. Well, that isn't true. Yeah, for stencils it is. There used to be a thing that you could buy that. So I'm just gonna. It's boiling in here, so turning down the AC while I'm talking. Sorry, modern technology. But even something like this. This is the 6x6 pocket. So if you use something like this and hole punched it and put it on this binder, your stencil would stick out the top, right? So that's, we don't really, oh, the 9x6 pockets are back in stock. And if you, okay, sorry, I'm sure sometimes you're sad that you ask me these questions and then my little pea brain starts going. If you, so these are 9x6, which means that they're actually bigger than 9x6, right? So the actual size on them is, what's the height, the length, I know, is like 6 1/4. So you could totally punch this, use your 3-hole punch if you've got one, line up the 2 holes, and then on the next one so you do 2 up and down like this, and then you could easily put your stencils in here. And I would totally, and put them in your scrap rack. And these are back in stock, finally. And I would recommend when you do that, I don't know if you noticed when I was showing these or not, if you take a piece of paper, right? So I just created this little piece of, this is just regular, I got my sticky thing on there. This is just regular copy paper, but you could do it with cardstock if you wanted to. And I just created this little pocket, and then I put shut your flap tabs. So you could put 3, 4, 5 stencils into of that size stencil into your pocket and protect them. And then you use that little shut your flap tab to lift them in and out, because you have that nice little pocket down there. It's going to help to pull them in and out and keep everything organized. And it also keeps them from getting hung up on each other, right? Because you're sliding them in against the paper instead of against the design. That makes sense. So they don't get hung up. So I would totally recommend, doing this no matter how you're storing your stencils. You're just going to be able to take better care of them. They're going to be easier to get in and out of pockets or whatever storage tool you're using, right? Even if you're using them. Well, for that matter, if you created a little pocket like this one's cardstock. I'm sorry. Like sometimes my brain just, this one's cardstock, so it's heavier. So if you were using this, like this is the new 6x6 pop-up cube, right? If you had hard enough cardstock and this, you could skip the pocket altogether and file them this way as well. So I like the pockets. They give you that label tab. Everything lines up nice and neat and evenly. You don't have to make your own, but that would also work. That is also an option there. All right. I hope that helps. Hope that answered your question.
All right. So Joanne Oberman is asking, are there smaller size craft binders?
There are not smaller sized craft binders, but only because we only make big pages to fit 12 by 12. They fit all the 12 by 12 stuff, and you get 4 6x6 things, and you get 4 5x7s, and you get 6 4x6. So that 12 by 12 dimension really works with all the different sizes and shapes of supplies that we use in paper crafting. However, you could just take a regular notebook and regular page protectors, and especially if you use the heat tool to create your own divided pockets, and you could make something that was much smaller. We just don't, because it doesn't dimensionalize out right for all the other supplies that you would put in there, right? So we're putting in brads and eyelets and die cuts and foam shapes and stickers and all of that kind of stuff when we're talking about a scrap rack. And so it all fits well within that 12 by 12 dimension. But you could definitely create one using a regular notebook and and regular page protectors as well, if you wanted to do that. And especially if Barb is posting the link, you can use the same method, the heat tool method, for creating your own pages, whether you're using scrap rack pages or not. You just need to practice on the plastic so you don't melt it up too bad. Okay.
You ready for another one?
Sure.
All right. Trudy Carter wants to know roughly how many stencils will the folder hold?
How many stencils will a folder hold? Probably 5. And that's whether you're putting them in a scrap rack pocket or you're putting them in into one of these, into a tab divider pocket. Probably going 5 is probably the most comfortable. And then, yeah, I would say 5. Sure, I'd say 5. What the heck?
Kylie Schaefer wants to know, have you ever thought about inlay trays for the slide stash in stores, specifically the size 1? I like to store my pops of color in there upside down. 11 fit in perfectly, but if I remove, I don't have the rest of that.
No, I hadn't thought about that, but I know people like to store those things upside down. I'll look at that. If that's insert for number 1. I'll take a look at it. You know, I wonder if you could, if they fit in there perfectly, probably not, but you'd probably get 10 in there. If you take a piece of PVC pipe that's the right size, just plastic PVC pipe, and you cut 10 little short lengths of it and you lined them up inside your tray. So for those of you who have no idea what we're talking about, this is the number 1 tray. These are Nuvo drops, not pops of color, but pops of color are the same size as this. And what she's saying is she likes to store them upside down. So if you cut maybe 1-inch tall pieces of PVC pipe that was the right dimension around, so probably an inch, and then you just put those little pieces of PVC pipe in there, then you would create your own little stand so it would hold everything upside down. So my husband was just in here, and if he was still here, I would actually send him into his garage to do such a thing, but maybe he'll wander back in and I'll see. But yeah, if you like to store your pops upside down, that would be, get in there, you. That would be a good way to do it. But there might be some sort of insert we could make also. But yeah, I like the PVC option. Little plastic rings. Huh.
All right. Debbie Seidel wants to know, do scrap rack pages come in variety pack?
Do scrap rack pages come in a variety pack? No. Yes and no, I guess. Scrapbook.com did have a variety pack for a while. I don't know if they still have it or not, but if anybody has it, it's going to be scrapbook.com. There was we have done them at different times.
Any suggestions for storing and transportation of diamond painting supplies and projects?
Storage and transportation of diamond painting supplies and products. I'm assuming that we're talking about diamond dots. Probably one of the storage and supply cases, or a mix of maybe, so the mats, the base on it is probably too big to go in there unless you're using the 12-inch one. So this is the 6-drawer 12-inch storage and supply case. So it has 3 rectangular drawers here that are like 4x6. Then it has 3 long, skinny 12-inch drawers. So if you've got your diamond dots in small plastic bags and you've got your paintbrushes and that type of thing, that I don't know how long those brushes are, and how, if you're rolling up the mat or if you're carrying that separately. But I would look at the storage and supply cases, even if you did a mix and match of them, right? So this is the 6-drawer in the 12, but you could do the small 6-drawer and a 2-drawer, and that would give you Let's see if I have one that's mixed together here. Yeah, so this one. So this has 3 from a 6 drawer and 1 from a 2 drawer. It might be better to go overhead, Susan. Oh, I always forget that we have that. Do you want to click the overhead, Cameron? Or did you?
What?
Click the overhead?
I already did.
Oh, she's on it. So this would be good for storing your little baggies of dots, and then this would give you a little bit bigger space, I think, for brushes or other tools. So that might work really well. So this is a three drawers from a 3 drawer and 1 drawer from a 2 drawer. So when you buy the smaller ones, there's a 6 drawer that has 6 of these drawers and a 2 drawer, and then I just mixed and matched the drawers in there. So that might also be a good solution, especially for traveling with those. All right, Suze, you can go back to the regular camera. And I've got a couple things here from Leanne. Let me answer these real quick. Renee says, the 6x6 storage box that was on sale last week, was that the same as the Store and Clip Pod? What happened to that series? It is not the same as the Store and, I mean, yes and no. It is the same as the Store and Clip Pod in terms of how it's manufactured and that it folds flat. Different about it, it has a label on the front. It does have the band around it. It's bigger. So there is nothing in the Store and Clip Pod line that is wide enough to fit the 6x6 pockets. There is a smaller 6x6 that will hold paper, but it isn't big enough to hold the pockets. So this was something we designed especially for the Stamps of Life. Stephanie Bernard, she released it first about a month ago. Well, she released it in pink. And then she said, can I get that in black as well? So that was kind of her second release of it. And so it's just now been available for us to release in this bigger size. It's also got a little bit of a slant at the front. The Store and Clip Pods are squared off at the front. The Store and Clip Pods came with the big tray that fit into like your IKEA cubes or onto a shelf. And that tray, those IKEA cubes, are not wide enough to hold 2 of these, which is one of the reasons that the boxes that are on there aren't designed for 6x6. The other reason that little box that is 6x6, that was designed as a pop-up trash can for your desktop, right? So that's been a regular request people have asked me for. Can I get a tiny, because we make the big round one. I wanted a little small one on my desk that I can just throw my scraps in and then dump it as it gets full. And that is the ideal use for that 6x6 pop-up cube that's part of a Clip and Store. That product is only available, it's not available, it probably is on the Totally Tiffany website, the Store and Clip Pods. If not, all that might have moved over to the Crafter's Companion site because it's going to ship out of the UK. We don't have it in the US warehouse. All right, my next question from Kim Rice. Hi, Kim. Good to see you popping on today. What are you storing the CC glitter paste in? I'm storing the CC glitter paste in, and it's not over here because I was just playing with my glitter paste. Oh! I am using the Chastity Buddy bag for the glitter paste, and it actually fits really, really well in there. It's a great bag for that. So let's see. It's going to hold 12. So there it is, the Chastity Buddy bag. They also fit in the number, in the number 1, so that you can get 4 of them in the number 1 slide stash and store also. So depending on how you want to store that. Now I will tell you, this is actually, this is not glitter place. This is, picked it up, I go, that's way too light. That is glitter foil flakes. What are these called? Look, gilding flakes. So when you store it on its side, all of the stuff ends up on one side of the little pod. So just keep that in mind, like when you're opening it or whatever, that's going to kind of all be over on one side. So you can store them flat in here. You can also store them standing up if you need to in there, and then they're on the side also. Some people like that the stuff is all on one side. It's kind of easier to scoop out. So either the Chastity And I think space efficiency, getting 12 in here, and then it's transportable as well. So that's my preferred way. I'm really actually hoping that they come out, like Crafter's Companion comes out with a bunch more colors, because it's not out in the colors that I need yet. So if anybody at Crafter's Companion is listening, I need some more colors of that, because it's so much fun. All right.
I've got more.
Okay. What do you got, Suze?
Debbie Oxhurst wants to know how many stamps of life ink pad fit in a Stephanie buddy bag.
How many Stamps of Life ink pads? I think you can get 6 per section. Let's see. So for those of you who are unfamiliar, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So you can get 24. So this is, Stephanie is the big sister to Chastity, right? So Chastity fits these flawlessly, also works great, which was designed for the Tim Holtz square ink pads. And then the Stephanie Buddy Bag is great for almost every other brand of ink pad. So Stephanie Bernard, Little Darlings, Spectrum Noir, Gina K, Catherine Pooler, they all fit in the Stephanie bag, and you're going to get about 24 of them in the Stephanie bag.
Somebody commented they just released 6 Christmas colors for the glitter paste today. Check it out. More coming.
I have those. I got the inside scoop on those. I need like yellow, green, not dark green, but kind of light green. I need a light pink, like a peachy color. Get all these projects I've been trying to do, and the colors just aren't right. So I'm hoping the product line is really successful. I love it. If you haven't played with glitter paste yet, it is super fun to work with. The palette knives work great for it. I also just like a big like tongue depressor wooden stick, works great for spreading it across your projects. Also the stencils, and then you can dry it with this. I mean, I think I talked about this not that long ago, but so you don't have to wait for the glitter paste to dry. You can clip your project to this, put your dryer on low, and then keep it far enough away so that you don't burn your project, but you can dry your glitter paste quickly with that. So if glitter paste is something that you're not using because it takes a while to dry, use your embossing station and you will love it. You will love it. I love it.
Is there a buddy bag or another storage container you would recommend for the Spellbinders wax seal program?
Spellbinders wax seals fit well in the, wait for it, oh my gosh, the Dawn Buddy Bag. I have some in here. Where are they? The seals and the little baggies fit well. I can't believe they're not right there. I just had them out the other day. Okay, but, oh, I see them. They're sticking off my shelf. Ha! They're sticking off the shelf. Right here. So, this is the Dawn Buddy Bag. You want to go over the top, Suze? Woo! This is so much fun. Right, I don't have a lot of them, but you can see how they fit into the sections of the Dawn Buddy Bag. Right, so I've got a couple of bags of, you could probably get 2 baggies of the wax seals in each section, and then probably 4 or 5 of the seals themselves. Well, and these are both on handles, and I think you can buy just the bottom piece separately, in which case I'd store those in a little Ziploc bag with a handle in one section. That would save you some space, but they fit really well in the Dawn Buddy Bag. So, yeah, easy peasy.
Right.
Easy peasy.
Right.
I just got those. They're so fun.
Deborah Beck Sherman wants to know, will you be on HSN in July for the next craft day?
Will I be for July? No, we missed our shipping deadline. But I think August 22nd will be my next visit to HSN. That's what it looks like right now.
All right. Brenda S. wants to know, what storage option is good for felt sheets?
Felt sheets. You know, Stephanie loves them. If you buy Stephanie's, I think she rolls them up in, she doing it in this? I'm trying to remember. I'm going to grab one. Hang on. I'm trying to remember. Maybe she puts all of hers in a lowest tote. So if you are a Stephanie Bernard fan and you are using Stephanie's felt sheets. They come in a little package like this. I'm going to roll this up and see if it fits in there, and that would get you vertically with it. So these look like they're 12 by 16. Yes, 12 by 17, actually. That's kind of a weird dimension, isn't it? And I'm going to roll it, see if I can roll it. So, you know me, I'm all about vertical, and I'm pretty sure I didn't do a very good job rolling that up. I'm going to re-roll it. I'm going to roll it better. And then you could store them in your in a vinyl roll organizer, right? So, and this is 2 sheets of 12 by 17 that I'm rolling up here. And rolling it also prevents most of the fold lines that you see in there that are then you got to get ironed out. Let's see if we can get 2 in here if I roll it. If I've rolled it carefully. Oh yeah, easy peasy. So, I love it. Then you could go vertical with your felt. And I think, if I'm not mistaken, what Stephanie has is a couple of these in a Lois tote. And so if you're unfamiliar with Lois, this is the beach tote I took on my vacation. So, right, you could use your Cricut and you could put felt or whatever you want on there. But then you can put, I think, 4 vinyl roll trays into your Lois tote. Have a little organizer in there already, right? And then it'd be really easy to reach in and out of. And I bet you can get 5 in there, not 4. Look at all that space. So if you're looking for a way to store felt, this could be a great solution for that. And then if you need to transport it, or if you just want to put it all away in the closet, and maybe even go with the Cindy tote, because Cindy is the same size as Lois, but she has a zipper top, so that would protect kind of the top of it from dust and stuff if you're storing it away somewhere. So Lois or Cindy, and then vinyl roll organizer system would be a good way to store your vinyl roll, your felt rolls. Love it.
All right, ready for another?
Ready.
All right, have you considered including a flat bank to go into the bottom of the slide station store to level the inside bottom?
Inside bottom of the slide station store. The way the bottom folds up, for those of you who don't know, let's see if I have an empty one. So the way the bottom folds up, let's go overhead, Suze. Oh my gosh, it's so exciting. You can see the little pieces in here, right? So with the bigger ones, once you start loading things in there with weight, that will flatten out. But with the smaller ones, if you don't have things with a lot of weight, which a lot of our small stuff doesn't have, it takes longer to go flat, actually. Eventually it will, but it really needs that weight. So to get that nice and flat, if you put heavy weight in there, that will help. Even if it's warm and then you put the heavy weight in there, that will help. Not a big deal, but this front one is always just kind of up a little bit on edge. So what she's asking about is something in the bottom that would level that out. We don't make anything like that. It's just going to add to the cost of it. However, I would say that it would be very easy to cut your own. You could go back to the regular camera, Sue. It would be very easy to cut your own insert and put it in there, and then just use, you could use a scrap rack divider, cut that and put it in there. That would be an easy, just cut it to the right size, because you don't need it in all of them. You want to go back to regular camera, Suze? Oh, I look up there and I'm like, okay, I'm still on, but that's not it.
Yeah.
Okay, sorry. I don't get to see what you guys see because Susie has this screen facing her so she can read the feed. So, anyway, okay. So a scrap rack divider would give you that kind of weight, even a piece of chipboard or cardstock. The problem is it's still going to be about the weight of what's sitting on top of that thing. I wonder, and maybe I'll play with this a little bit and get my husband too. I wonder if you couldn't melt those pieces together, right? So like I said, in the big one, so like in these, it's not a big deal, right? This is the 6. It's not a big deal. It goes flat after a while and things they're not, it's just those little lightweight ones. But I wonder if you could warm up that plastic and sort of melt it together and that would go flatter.
Star Family says, I use corrugated cardboard inserts cut from a shipping box.
Oh, Shar just cut cardboard inserts from a shipping box. Sounds like that might be working. I will test melt those little ones because it is the small ones because there's not enough weight in them. Even the paint, you can see this paint bottle. It's a little, and it's just that little front piece, right? But I would also think, I don't know, that would also, if you put that little in, if you put something in the bottom. So with this, when I take this out and slide everything forward, now you can see this one bumps into that little piece that's sticking up. So when I put it back, I have to scoot that back to put that back in, and that would solve that problem as well. I love it. I'll have to think about that. I'll have to see. I'll have to cost it out. Let's see what the cost is to include a plastic piece in there. You always ask.
All right.
Okay.
Paulette Hanstein wants to know, will you be carrying the square and rectangular shaped small and large bags that come in the CC travel bag? I can't remember the name of it, but briefly saw the 2 small bags last week on your website.
Zip and Store is what they're called. And they fit in the Crafter's Companion portable craft room. They're big rolling tote. And I have designed a whole new set of them that fits perfectly. That's more dimensionalized for 12 by 12, and they pack inside of each other. So we will probably have that size and have the new sizes. Yes, we're working on those. And I'm going to show you something else. This is kind of goofy, but so the sizes of those bags, those Zip and Store bags, they're dimensionalized properly for that Crafter's Companion tote. Okay, so this is one of them. This is the rectangle one. And as you guys know, I was on vacation. Well, I'm going to show this to Susie while she's sitting here. I was on vacation last couple weeks, or I don't know, a couple weeks ago. And what did I do with these? So I could get 2 pairs of flip-flops in one of these, or 1 pair of regular shoes. Sometimes I could get 2 pairs of sandals. So if you like to keep everything clean in your suitcase, then these were a great solution for shoe storage. And I also use them for underwear. Like I stood up on my underwear vertically, shocking. And then it was easy to pull in and out, just pull it out as I needed, because what happens to underwear, it gets lost. You put it all in the stack in the corner of your suitcase, and then as you start flipping things around, it all wanders off. So this was a perfect way to store underwear as well. They're out of stock right now, I think, so you can't buy them anyway. But when they come back, what size shoe do you wear, Susie? What kind of shoes do you have on? See if those will fit in there. I'm only 7.5. So we might need to go a little bit bigger on shoes too. Susie's considerably taller than I am.
These fit. I mean, they're just little flats.
Little flats, but they fit.
Yeah.
And if you tilt them on their side, you could get maybe that fit that one.
I could probably get 2 pair. I could probably get these and 1 pair of flip-flops.
And 1 pair of flip-flops. So they're super handy for travel. So if you, I think I talked a little.
Yeah, I could squeeze a pair of flip-flops.
Perfect.
Flat
Yeah.
flip-flops.
And she has what did you say?
10.
Said size 10. So they fit in there as well. So tall girls, don't worry. We got you covered as well. But they're out of stock right now. So you can't do that with that. But they did work really well for that when I was traveling. So it made it super simple. Okay. I had some other questions here. Let me get to Leanne's question, people here. Which buddy bag will hold 3 1/4 by 2.25 by 0.87 versus fine Claire? That'll be perfect in the Stephanie buddy bag. That's one of kind of those standard sizes, almost 4 inches, a little over 2 inches, and then almost an inch deep. That's perfect for the
What
Stephanie.
was that question?
Out of focus videos versus fine Claire ink pads.
Okay. I think I had some of those too.
Tammy's asking, what can I store my close to my heart stamp and die sets in? It just depends on the size of them. I think close to my heart is a little bit bigger. So then I would go with the 9x6 pockets and the 8x5 magnets. And I believe, and the Kirsten buddy bag is this one. Right. So the 9x6 pockets just came back in stock. They're on the website now. So the 8x5 magnet is what I've got in here. And you can see I've got this great big die. It doesn't actually need to be on the magnet. The magnet is better for, and then there's kind of some bigger stamp sets. You know, it's great for the smaller dies. I'm trying to see if I've got one in here. I have a lot of stamps in this. Oh, but I do have, where's those planner stamps right here? Planner dies, right? So you can see. So your big dies are going to fit in there and your big stamp sets also. So I would go 9x6 pockets and 8x5 magnets in the Kirsten buddy bag. You can also go 8x5 magnets and 8x5 pockets if you want to go vertically. And this is the Katie buddy bag. So vertical is going to be Katie, 8x5. Horizontal is going to be Kirsten. And those pockets are 9x6 on that. But the 8x5 magnets in both. We don't make a 9x6 magnet. Okay. Elizabeth says, have you ever thought about selling just the drawer so we could mix and match storage and supply cases? Yes, I have. It's something that I'm pushing for. I think it's great. You could use them in your storage and supply cases. You could use them in other things like the drawers in your desk, and you can use them for cosmetics and in the kitchen. You can use them everywhere. It's something that I definitely am pushing for. I think they'd be very useful to lots of people for other things as well. So I don't know. It's not on the list of things that are coming out anytime in the near future, but it's definitely something I can 100% agree with you with. That'd be a good thing. Lisa says, I'd like to store my stamp pads no matter the size all together. I have the close to my heart mini ink squares, the old rectangle pads, some small cat eye pads. Is there something in the TT line for that? You know, when you talk about storing small and large together, that's kind of where we run into some trouble because it's just hard to do that. It depends. Shoot, I have, where is it? I did store my Gina K small ink pads and large ink pads together in a, and I can't believe it's not down here. It's been down here forever. Where did I put that? Let me think. It went to a show with me. I wonder if it didn't come back. So, darn it. You don't see one sitting here, do you? That's right in front of my face. No. Okay. So I took all the drawers out of an 8 drawer. Well, not all of them. But so this is the 8 drawer.
Can we go overhead?
Yeah, go overhead. And I think I took, well, I'm going to pull them all out for now. And I could get 6 big ink pads. Woo! These are very fragrant, this brand. And then I used 2 drawers, one down each side. and I put the matching color of small ink pad and a dauber that matched in the side trays. So if you want to store everything, so these aren't the matching ones, but they'll give you a good idea. If you want to store things together, ink pads, possibly daubers, small ink pads by color families, then you could do that in this. Sorry, probably not showing you very well. What a mess I'm making here. You could do it in the 8-drawer storage and supply case. Put your small ink pads and your daubers down the sides here. Maybe you have blending brushes, something like that you want to store it that match colors. That would be one option for doing it. But as far as putting everything, all ink pads together in one container, you know, you might be able to do something now that I'm thinking about it. Sometimes I think you guys you could go back to the regular camera, Susie. Sometimes I think you guys just do this so you can, so you can see the madness of what happens in my head. Because, you know, a lot of times I get these questions and then I go to bed thinking about, like, how could I do that? Is that possible? But I'm wondering if you use something like the Leanne Buddy Bag. You find a Leanne down here. I have an empty Leanne, though. That would be better. I wouldn't be making such a big mess on everything. I used to try to keep an empty bag, one of each bags down there, and then they just fill up, right? So if you used an empty Leanne Buddy bag, you could put your large ink pads in. But you're going to have the problem is you're going to have all this extra space, right? So I was thinking you could do something like this, and then you could take, in order to keep your little guys contained, right? So you could put the little guys in, so you're going to get about 22, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, 18, 20, 22. You can get 24 of the square ink pads in one of these. So you could put this in, put your big ink pads on the bottom, and then put this on top. What I don't like about that, you can kind of see, the colors through there. But what I don't like about this is you have to dig to the bottom of the stack to see what's down there or to pull things out. What if you put it in this way, though? No, because you're not going to have enough space to put this in. The other thing about ink pads is, and I'm not an ink pad manufacturer, so I don't know why this is, but it's difficult for manufacturers to make an ink pad where the lid stays on, including these little guys, which is nice when they're packed in something that they fit nicely in because it helps keep the lid on. So I do not have a good solution for that, but it's a reasonable question. I'm going to write it on my list because I think it would be really handy. You can tell me what your thoughts are, to keep your small ink pad, your large ink pad, your blending brushes, your dauber, and your re-inker, all the colors together in one little pod, if you will. So right now, if I want to re-ink something, I have to go to my re-inker shelf and find that exact color to re-ink. But I think I would like to have everything together.
Real quick, because it's on what we're talking about. What is the name of the Totally Tiffany bag that you are storing the 1x1 ink pads in?
That is the Shelly Buddy Bag. So the 8-drawer storage and supply case, which is this one that I'm putting the drawers back in, this was designed for those 1-inch ink pads as well. And now that I'm missing all of the 8 drawers that are loaded up with goodies. Very strange. Did I demo them all somewhere? What happened? What has happened? They were all together right here. So this bag was designed for that, and it will hold 48 small ink pads, the 8-drawer storage and supply case, the small one. And now this is going to bug me, Susie. You know it.
They're gonna show up.
I know.
They'll
Hopefully
show up.
before the end of today, they're going to pop up somewhere. I hope I got them back from the show. I guess that's a possibility. Thanks. So the 8-drawer
Comment.
8-drawer storage and supply case or the Shelly Buddy Bag are going to work for your small ink pads.
Comment if you want to win.
Oh, comment if you want to win. I always forget that. We're getting close to the end of the hour. If you haven't made a comment, you can't win the $25 gift certificate. So make sure you comment quickly, because when Leanne puts all the names in a hat, you definitely want yours to be there. Okay. Denise says, I found a pack of collection keepers in my stash, but I don't remember why I bought the pack. How can I use them? Collection keepers work great for keeping things together you use together, like collections of product. So here's one in use right here. So this is all birthday. Let's go overhead. Oh, I always forget about it. I'm so excited. Okay. Oh, I can go this way too when I do it. That was one of the beautiful things about that. Okay, wait, I got to write down something. Inks, minis, and reinkers. Okay, let me know if you think that's a good idea. Daubers and brushes together by color. Okay, do you want to keep your inks, your daubers, your brushes, your reinkers, and your mini inks all together by color? Okay, so collection keeper has 3 pockets on the front. It has the little notch tab here, so it keeps those closed. And on the back side, it has got a 12 by 12 pocket. So it's great for, this is all a collection of birthday things all together. I've even got an unmounted stamp there, but it's a great way to keep collections of products together. That's upside down for you guys now if I have to do it this way. Collections of products together. It's also a good way to store projects as well. So if you're looking, I thought I had one in here that was kind of project. Oh yeah, here. So this is a Heidi Swap project. So I've got all the pieces for the project in the back, right? So this is a file folders that you put all together to make a really cool little scrapbook project. And then all the accessories that go with that project are right here. So collection keeper, project planning the collection keeper is great for that, for both of those. All right, let's go back over to regular Sue's. Okay, and don't forget that all the paper organizers are on sale under the Totally Tuesday Tribe tab on the website. 3 for 2. So that means you buy 2 and you get your third one free. It's the least expensive one. But so don't miss that if you need paper storage and organization today. Deborah's asking about organizers for sewists. I think it's going to be December before the Slide Station store for fabric storage comes out, but it's definitely on the list. Vicki says, what would work for the super big whale punches? I have over 200 punches. My arthritis really is getting bad when pulling the stamp bags out. Any suggestions? Boy, I think probably one of the best things I've ever seen for punches is a flat rail that IKEA used to make that you could hang on your wall, and then the punch, so the rail's like this, and then the punchy part just slips over that. I don't know if they make it anymore. But if you're trying to sort of minimize the weight of a punch bag, right? Those are very heavy, pulling them off and on the shelf. I think probably the best thing is some sort of stadium arranger. So we have the 4-level stadium arranger. I don't know that that's going to fit the whale punches because they're quite thick. But if you could put them on a shelf where you could see all of them and easily just grab one instead of grabbing a whole bag, that would probably be my best suggestion. I think, I don't even know if I have any of those, but I know they're large. I mean, so I've got some of the large ones here, and the Leanne bag is also heavy duty enough to hold those heavy punches, but it does create a lot of weight. So probably the best solution is somehow getting them visible, which is a challenge because to spread them all out on a shelf takes up tons of space.
We have one comment that says, I use an over-the-door shoe bag, and another one says a curtain rod would work for the whale punches.
Oh, so a curtain rod might work for the whale punches because I guess not 100. You could also put them over just a regular rod, like with this part, right? Because it's so big, right? So it would lean back against the wall. The problem is, so I just want to caution you about over the door, any kind of over the door storage. It's a great way to use that space, but keep in mind that the hinges on your doors were not designed to hold that kind of weight, right? So before you load up your door with any kind of weight for any reason, I mean, other than shoes, which are very lightweight in those shoe bags, you might want to take a look at whether or not you think your door can handle that kind of weight, because punches are very, very heavy. But yeah, and the other thing you might be able to do is stand them all up on a shelf and catalog them so that you can go through your catalog. This is probably the best idea, and you can consolidate the most. So you can go through your catalog and say, oh, I need punch number 17. And then instead of having them stair-stepped, which is how I like to see stuff, even if they're all in a row and kind of consolidated, if they're by number, it's easy to go and pull exactly the one that you want. Cataloging is a great way to organize all kinds of things and solves all kinds of problems, like this problem as well. And we are going to talk about it in the Get Organized Challenge. There might be Barb. She might be doing the tool challenge this week. That might have been last week though. But cataloging can really help with all of these kinds of issues. So there's a couple videos about cataloging and some blog posts. Barb might be hosting she calls it the unofficial Get Organized Challenge. But we will be talking extensively about that during the Get Organized Challenge this fall as well. So watch for the sign up and all that kind of stuff for Get Organized Challenge. All right. What else you got, Suze?
Let's see. Jane wants to know, what would you hold all of your envelopes from all the Crafter Companion monthly club in?
I would, depends on the size of them. 5x7, 8x8, the range of sizes. I love Die Stamp and Supply Organizer for envelopes and card blanks because it's out, it's visible, accessible, and it holds every size. So this one, right, has got cards and envelope stock in it. And again, all the different sizes. If you have somewhere that you can keep it on a shelf or in your craft room or maybe in a closet where everything's visible. And then beyond that, I would look at, again, depending on the size, the Faylene Buddy Bag or the Kirsten Buddy Bag, or even like the 8x8 paper handler, without knowing like sizes. And I don't get the Crafter's Companion monthly kits, so I'm not 100% versed on what's in there. I'm guessing that they may have a variety of sizes. I would go with the biggest size and then choose a buddy bag or fab file that's going to work for that. The Karen buddy bag is really great for American card sizes. The it holds 5x7, and then of course anything smaller than that. So Karen's a good solution for that. The 6x6 pop-up cube might also be a good solution for that, again, depending on the sizes. But I would put them by color in whatever tool you choose to use. But I love the Die Stamp and Supply Organizer for that. That's a desk-made product. And I believe they carry it at big Joann stores, and it's definitely online at Joann. So not available on our website. You could definitely find it on theirs. Okay, I got another question here. Debbie says, any idea on storage for TSOL new big blending brushes that she just released, the ones you said that would be good for your mom since she has arthritis hands? I should have asked Stephanie to send me a set of those. I think that they are, though, about the same size. I think they might fit. I'm going to ask Stephanie I think they might fit in an Edna Buddy bag or a Merle, depending, right? So Merle and Edna are the same, except for Merle, which has the flaps on the side. So these are about 2 inches around. So if you have that new Stephanie blending brush handy and you can tell me how big they are, is that the circumference of them, then I'd be able to tell you better. But I think they're about the right size to fit in Edna or Merle. Oh, and the height too. If you give me the height and the dimension, and I will ask Stephanie for something to see if she will send me a set of those. That would be great. I love them. I got to sneak peek them when I was with her last time. Okay, I think that's all the questions on my list. Do you have anything on yours?
I have one more. Will there be a buddy bag for the Spellbinders Better Press ink pads? They are in irregular shape.
The Better Press ink pads. I love the Better Press. I was at Spellbinders not too long ago, and I got to check that out. They're in a regular shape. Shoot. I think, though, that they will fit in the Stephanie. I think, are they kind of a wavy shape? I'm trying to remember what they look like, but I'm pretty sure that somebody is making those ink pads for them. That is kind of a standard. I think they fit in Stephanie. Now, I know they have a, oh, no, I know what you're talking about. They're small. Yes, they're a little smaller. I'll look before next week and see. Should I bring one of those home from Spellbinders? Press. I'll check it out. I'll see what I can come up with. All right, my friends. Sorry I don't have those. I did see them. I know what you're talking about. They're bigger than where is that? Yes, I think they fit in the 8 drawer. I think I do have some because they're made by, yes, I know what they are. I have them. I'm going to look. As soon as we get done today, I'm going to look. I might pop on if I find my stash of 8 drawer storage and supply cases. All right, are we ready to choose a winner? I think we are. All right. Dun, 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 dun. And then, so just a reminder to all of you that if you go to the website and you go to the Tuesday Tribe menu, which is in the menu bar on the far left, all the paper organizers are on supply this week. So A4, 8.5 by 11, 8 by 8, 12 by 12. If it's in stock, it's on sale, and you are going to find it as a 3 for 2 on that tab. So it's a great time to stock up on those if we've got them. All right. Our winner today, drum roll, Elizabeth Walker. You have won a $25 gift certificate to Shop Totally Tiffany. If you are not a Club Inspire member, please sign up for Club Inspire and then email prizes, that's prizes with an S, at crafterscompanion.com, and they will load your $25 gift certificate right into your Club Inspire account so you can shop away with that. So, all right, my friends, thanks so much for tuning in today. I will see all of you next week. Take care, everybody.